Welcome back to the Cardinal Report. Joining us now is North Cenrtal Sports Information Director, Clark Teuscher. Clark, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So the men weren't the only team on the track on Saturday night, as the women's track and field team races to a fourth place finish with a lot of tough competition as well.
Yeah, one of those meets where the team scoring doesn't necessarily indicate the quality of the performances. You had a lot of good teams there that normally don't see each other until much later in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're breaking in a lot of young athletes, in many cases their first collegiate meet, you never know what's going to happen. But for the most part, they perform very, very well.
Yeah, the young athletes will really be stepping up this year, but it was a veteran who had a nice day on the track, and Kayla Murphy, who takes home first in the 200 and also places in the top 4 in the 60-meter dash.
Yeah, Kayla's making up for some lost time. She was hurt most of last season, so I think she's got a smaller set of events she's going to be competing in this year just to make sure that she stays healthy, and it looks like she's off to a good start.
And in other field events, it was surprising to see the Cardinals near the top in some events where they I don't want to say struggled, but they've been looking to move up the national rankings, particularly Ebony Stallworth in the shot put. You've got Jocelyn Redlinski in the long jump. So really, it seems that the Cardinals are going to get a little bit of a push from their field events this year.
Well, they're certainly hoping to get that, and it looks like they're off to a good start. Ebony, as a sophomore, she's working with a new throws coach this year, and he seems to have a real good beat on what those athletes need in order to improve. They've really posted improved marks across the board in the throwing events here early. Jocelyn's a very talented athlete. She's been part of the heptathlon crew in the outdoor season, does a lot of different events. Indoor gives her a chance to kind of specialize in a couple of different things, and it looks like that's going pretty well for her right now. We also had a freshman, Madison Renfro, who set a freshman record in the 60-meter hurdles.
Wow.
And then we had she was also part of a freshman 4x400 relay team that set a school record as well. So it's certainly a lot of varied talent this year right now, looking to help the team make some improvements.
It seems like they've really stepped up their recruiting in these past few years, where they're having freshmen come in and basically contribute right away.
Well, that's become the expectation. The days of expecting just your juniors and seniors to handle all the heavy lifting really are gone now. I mean, you really kind of you want the athletes that are going to be able to make an immediate impact, especially in events where you need some help. So that was the strategy, and it looks like it's paid off.
And in one sport where the juniors and seniors are carrying the weight for the Cardinals is in men's basketball, where they improved to 5-1 in conference with a win over North Park on Saturday.
Yeah, it was kind of a dangerous week in terms they couldn't seem to be keeping anybody healthy. They had Aaron Tickness out with the knee injury. Our point guard Brandon Williams was out with the flu. Then you get to the end of the first half at North Park, Landon Gamble goes down with what looked like a mild ankle injury, but it was severe enough to keep him out of the rest of the game. So you're looking down at the bench, and it's getting shorter and shorter, and you're wondering who's going to go in the game. But they were able to really keep the lead throughout the second half and kind of put it away there at the end with some guys that were playing a lot more minutes than they'd ever played before. So certainly a good thing to see, and to be able to kind of bridge that gap there. I think every team goes through that period where guys just go down, and you have to figure out a way to keep competing, and it looks like they found a way to do that.
And nobody likes injuries, but like you said, the silver lining is that these guys are getting experience and getting real game time shots off.
Yeah, and the truth is you never really completely avoid injuries. They're part of the game, and these are opportunities for guys to step up and earn additional responsibilities, additional playing time, and to show their coaches that they can be counted on in a clutch situation late in the season or in the postseason.
And the women earned a victory as well against North Park, but they had to work for it, just barely squeaking out with a 102-101 win.
Yeah, North Park's a team that's improved dramatically over the last couple of seasons. They've really beaten the drum recruiting and gotten some good players in there. And then that was by no means considered a certain win when they went up there like it might have been in previous years. And they survived a late 8-point rally in the last couple of minutes there, kind of held on and made just enough clutch plays to come away with the victory.
And what's becoming almost a certain win on the wrestling squad is Nathan Fitzgerald, who goes 3-0 at the Wheaton Quad, and the team as a whole gets their first dual victories of the year.
Yeah, Nathan had a pin and 2 technical falls, so certainly a dominant performance on his part. And kind of led the way for the whole team to get their first 2 wins of the season, which was definitely very good to see. They've been kind of on the fritz a little bit in terms of winning those dual meets, and a lot of young guys stepping up and performing the way the coaches would want them to do in an improved capacity at this point in the season.
It was nice to see them get that first win out of the way. Clark, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
The men's indoor track and field team is back in action this weekend as they head to Carthage College for the Metzger Invite. I'm Marc Dahlquist. We'll see you next week on the Cardinal Report.